After 3 weeks, that's a total loss of 17.2 pounds. Coach Jason Capson here. Coach Jason Capson here, and welcome to week 3 of the program. So I know a lot of you are tuning in to check in, see how things are going, to get some updates on what I have been doing for this program, and so on and so on and so on. So my results, just to get this out of the way right away, my results have, again, another 2.6 pounds lost. I'm down to 228.4. After 3 weeks, that's a total loss of 17.2 pounds.
But old boy right here, you lost some weight though. Looking good, man.
Still 28 pounds to go before I hit my goal weight of 200, which is where I want to be. So another 2.6 pounds lost. Now I will say that between 2 and 3 pounds of weight loss in my experience, and I have been doing this a very, very long time, weight loss between 2 and 3 pounds a week. When you are obese, I was obese. I mean, at 245.6 pounds, that is obese. That is obese. Not for an elite athlete in the NFL, maybe, but for a normal dude walking around, that's a lot of weight to carry. So I don't necessarily go by BMI. I think that's nonsense. I think that is a ridiculous way to measure anything, to be perfectly honest with you. Height to weight ratios are ridiculous. I think there's a lot of other ways, a lot of other factors, a lot of other things you need to look into to decide whether or not you are obese or overweight. The first thing is the mirror. Second thing is the scale. I mean, yeah, you can kind of tell. You can kind of tell. You can kind of feel when you're overweight and feeling unhealthy. There's a lot to that.
I'm not fat. I'm big boned. You can't slim down bones, stupid.
There's a lot of people that carry a lot of muscle around and aren't, necessarily obese at 245 pounds. Most people are, and of course, where we live, there's a rampant epidemic of obesity. So 245.6, I was definitely obese. Feeling it. Getting down to 200 pounds is where I'm going to feel really, really good. So that 2.6 pound weight loss, steady weight loss. This is the key, especially if you are doing resistance training, which I would absolutely, adamantly tell you to do resistance training. You have to have resistance training in your program. Cardio is great. Cardio is fine. The issue with cardio, there's a lot of issues with cardio. I'm not saying not to do cardio. Cardio is great for your heart. It's great for your lungs. It's great if you're an athlete and you need to do that cardio. However, resistance training is the king. It has always been the king. It will always be the king. More muscle on your body creates heat. It burns more fat at rest. Put that muscle on.
You're going to smoke the competition.
I'm gonna smoke the competition.
And you can put muscle on at any age. It is an absolute scientific fact. Add resistance training. Now, as you get a little bit older, like I am in my 50s now, I can't do what I used to do. I can't train 6 days a week, double split, 1x. Can't do those kinds of things. You can't recover. I don't recover the way that I used to. So now I'm doing resistance training at the most 3 times a week. I'm doing fasted cardio every single day, first thing in the morning. I'm going to add stretching. I'm going to add other movement, of course, but resistance training, it does take a little bit longer to recover. Even if you're on TRT, it takes a little bit longer to recover, and therefore you need the proper nutrition, etc., etc. But make sure you're adding resistance training to your current protocol. Again, you can put on muscle, you can burn fat. The perfect combination is to put muscle on while you're burning fat. That combination, well, that's what bodybuilders have been doing forever and ever if they're doing it properly. You don't just want to lose weight. That's why the scale is a liar. The scale can absolutely lie to you because you could do everything perfectly. And I'm going to warn everybody out there because I run into this all the time and it always drives me crazy where people will do everything perfectly. They will feel great. Their energy levels are high. They follow the program perfectly, they're exercising perfectly, drinking all the water, doing everything, and the scale doesn't move, and they want to stop, they want to quit, they want to cheat, they want to do all those things. The issue is, even though the scale didn't move, it doesn't mean you didn't progress. It doesn't mean that your body didn't burn fat and maybe you put on a little bit of muscle. So if you put on a couple of pounds of muscle and you lose a couple of pounds of fat, then the scale's not really going to move. Putting on a couple of pounds of muscle, by the way, when you're natural is really, really hard. And I'm not natural, and even it's hard for me. TRT, if you're on TRT, by the way, just to point that out.
Listen to me. I'm going to tell you something.
If you're on TRT, you're not natural. So stop saying it. People are saying, I'm natural. I'm just on TRT. I'm just on a low dose. I'm just on a low dose test. If you're on testosterone, you are not natural. Natural means you're on nothing. But me on nothing is pathetic. And I don't want to feel pathetic and I don't want to look pathetic. So I want to be the best version of myself. So I'm getting checked regularly, getting blood work done with a professional. Do it the right way if you're going to do it. Don't just, start throwing stuff into your body. But being on TRT or low dose test does not mean you're natural. You're not. You're not. It's not true. There's all kinds of stuff to discuss there, but we're not going to get into that too much today. So I do want to just say that a steady pace, 2 pounds, 2.5, 3 pounds of weight loss a week when you're obese, that is what I would consider a very nice, steady pace. Now, are there people that I've lost, the first week I lost how much weight? 14 pounds, 12, lost a lot of weight the first week. Water comes off first. If you start to clean things up, start to get rid of sodium, all the chemicals in my diet get out of my body. So that's why I lost so much weight at the beginning. Then you just start to do it at a steadier pace. And generally speaking, the weight loss after that initial dump is not as much water. It's hopefully all fat. I want to lose fat. I want to put on muscle. So that's where the two kind of things blend together. Get that resistance training in. If you're older, 3 times a week. If you're younger, 4 or 5 times a week, you can do it. And then make sure that fasted cardio. Now again, fasted cardio, I'm going to say this a lot, but fasted cardio first thing in the morning for me is what I like to do and is what works for me because I get it done, I get it out of the way. And then for the rest of the day, at least in my head, I feel like I've made some progress towards my goal. Even if I don't make it to the gym, at least I've got that fasted cardio in. It sets the tone for the day. You can do cardio at night. You can do cardio in the middle of the day. I don't care when you do your cardio. There's really no science that's definitive on when the best time for fat burning is for cardio. There are people who do fasted cardio that are adamant about it. I've seen huge results from myself, from my clients, from my athletes, where they're doing fasted cardio in the morning. But I think it has more to do with the rest of the day, releasing those endorphins. There's all kinds of great things, chemicals that get released into your body that kind of help set the tone for the day. That's the reason I do it. But there is no science that suggests that that's better than post-workout. Now, if I go do a weightlifting workout today, I'll probably do a little bit of cardio at the end as well. Again, just to add that in, a little more calorie burning, that kind of a thing. But resistance training is king. If you do it at home, grab some dumbbells, you have some resistance bands, whatever you need to do. And I'll get into the workouts that I'm doing from home at some point as we go through this series. But that's one of the things I wanted to definitely point out. So steady weight loss is better than big ups, big downs, big up, big down. Now, today's my cheat day. I always have a cheat day. Once a week, I have a cheat day. I've been doing this forever. And you'll get these gurus on here who will argue till they're purple in the face. Why do you have a cheat day? You do your cheat day and it just, wrecks everything that you've done. The cheat day for me, I don't know about you, but the cheat day for me gets me through the final 2 days. When Thursday hits and I am ready to eat my arm because I've eaten super, super clean and I still have those cravings built in from years of eating sugar and crap and chemicals, all the years of that, I still have these cravings. Now, hopefully those will go away some point, but they're not gone yet. So that cheat day on the Saturday, when Thursday hits, it's so much easier to stick to my program on Thursday and Friday, knowing that on Saturday I'm going to be able to eat whatever I want. And today I woke up, I had pancakes, I had bacon, I had a full throttle. We'll talk about that full throttle thing later on too. That's another thing I want to touch on is those energy drinks. I don't want to say I was addicted to them, but I was drinking 1, sometimes 2 a day. I think I mentioned that in a previous video. I'm going to get into that because I think that had some effects on my health. And again, I'll talk about that in a later video. So today I want to talk about the calendar method real quick. This is the calendar method. This is my calendar. You see all those beautiful X's, all the yellow, those are beautiful X's. 1 cheat day a week right over here. These are my cheat days. 1 a week, all of these X's. I highly suggest I've been doing this for years. You can find videos of me talking about this from 10 years ago. The calendar method.
Just sit and listen.
I love it's on my desk in my office. It sits right here so I can see it every day. I'm a visual person. When I look at that calendar, it motivates me like nothing else that I have, like no other tool that I have. I'm a big fan of accountability. I have the watch that tells me to stand up, so I stand up. It tells me to get moving, I get moving, checks my heart, all that stuff. It's really good. Accountability. My wife, when she wants to go to the gym, I go, I'm motivation. Let's go. That accountability. But this calendar method, there's nothing, for me personally, that works better than this. When I can see this every single day. When there is an X on the day, what that means is a perfect day based on the criteria that I have put in place to follow. So in other words, if there's an X, it means that I ate perfectly. Now the ratios, I don't really care about the ratios all that much. I'm trying to get more protein in, trying to get less carbs in. I'm getting a good balance, but I'm still getting more protein than I did before. That works for me. So if I do that, that's a check. If I drink my water, that's a check. If I get some movement in, that's a check. And if I do that and I don't eat after 6 p.m., that's an X. I get an X. Move on to the next day. Now, if it's my rest day, if I'm not working out, that's okay too, as long as I do all the other things. As long as I get my water in, I eat my food, I get 2,000 calories roughly, sometimes a little less, sometimes a little more, but the ratios are there that I want to hit, mostly protein. I want to hit high protein than all the others. Protein first, sometimes fat second, usually fat second, carbs third, because protein usually has the fat in it when you're eating meat and things like that. Now, I also get protein from seeds and nuts and vegetable sources as well. So there's good combination in there. You do you. If you're a vegetarian, if you're a vegan, if you're, I don't care what you are, plant-based, if you're a meatitarian like I am, get your protein in somehow, but get that protein up. That's going to help with repair. It's going to be with muscle building, all those kinds of good things. But that is where I get an X. So I get 5 X's, 6 X's in the run of a week. And I do that consistently, week after week after week. This calendar helps keep me motivated, because when I see a not perfect day or I see a full cheat day, in my brain, it says, okay, Capson, get back on track, get the X the next day, and I do.
Try to get things back on track.
So for me, the visual of this, it's really simple. These calendars are like $5. They're $5. It's wherever, Staples or on Amazon, but get one. Because again, having this in your face every single day when you can see it to make sure that you're on track. If you have 2 or 3 cheat days in a row, or 2 or 3 days where you didn't get all the check marks and get the X, then you're going to probably say to yourself, okay, I got to have a good day. And remember, out of the gate, this calendar was all this. Every day was a cheat day. I wasn't exercising, I wasn't drinking enough water, and I certainly wasn't eating properly. So now I've completely flipped the script, and now I'm doing all of those things, the things that I have put in place that I know work for me. They may work for you, they may not work for you, but in my case, getting daily movement in. So fasted cardio for me is a must every single day. Second thing is I try to get resistance training in 3 times a week. If I can do that, that's a great week. I try to get the water in. I get at least 2 to 3 liters of water every single day. I eat 4 or 5, sometimes 6 meals a day, usually 4 or 5, and I stop eating at 6 o'clock. I go to bed roughly around 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, sometimes a little bit later. But that's it. That's when I shut it down. So that to me, again, and getting that protein up is really, really vital. Those are the keys for me to get my X's. Try the calendar method out. It might work for you. It's a great little tip moving forward. Before I close out, TRT update.
Any update?
So it's been 2.5, 3 weeks now. I haven't really noticed much except for the fact that my insomnia was out of control over the last week or so. I haven't been sleeping really well at all. I talked to my doctor, talked to the team of people that are helping me. We're going to get blood work again this week coming. Again, just that regular checkup. They want to make sure everything is good, and I love that. Get blood work done regularly. I'm going to say that to everybody, whether you're on TRT or not, whether you're get blood work done, give blood. I do give blood every time, every single chance I can, as soon as I'm allowed, the 56 days or whatever it is. I give blood regularly to keep my blood thickness. I try to keep that under control by giving blood. I get checked regularly for other issues with regards to blood. I want to make sure that I am healthy above all else. But the insomnia may have been caused by the DHEA. So if you're taking DHEA and you're having an issue with sleep, drop the DHEA, see if that helps. I'm going to do that, checked it out, got rid of it, and I'm going to try it. The other thing that I tried over the last 2 nights are the CBD gummies. CBD and CBN is the combination that I have tried, and 2 nights ago slept like a baby. And last night, not quite as good, but I wasn't up at 4 and 5 in the morning walking around the house. So CBD, CBN, that was the combination. Here's a picture of what I'm taking. That's what helped me to get some sleep over the last couple of days, but I am going to drop the DHEA as per my naturopath, my doctor, the people at their request. I'm going to do that, see if that helps moving forward. And then she did mention that maybe this next week we are going to up my test. As I mentioned to you, I'm on 30 milligrams, which is basically nothing. 30 milligrams twice a week. We might bump that up to 60 and 60, so a grand total of 120. I will probably notice that. I haven't really noticed anything significant to speak of on the very, very low dose of TRT. But that's the update on the TRT. That's the update on the program. Stick around, much more to come. My goal for the end of the month was to be at 230 by February 1st. I've already passed that, so I don't even know what my goal is, but I'll have a new goal, obviously, for the month of February, with the ultimate goal of getting down to 200 pounds. So total weight loss of 45.6 pounds is the ultimate goal. So spread the love. Thank you for joining. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate you, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.